Alright guys, so today I'm on a, ooh, look at that. Alright, so I'm on a BNSF hub tour, pretty nice, and I just want to show you guys something I got from actually one of the actual employees. Got this real BNSF hat, pretty neat, pretty nice, and got this calendar too. But yeah, we're going on a hub tour, so yeah, well, let's just hope they let me record.
We pull up behind this tractor in front of us. On your left-hand side, you'll see the kiosk. Since we're sitting here, you look to the far left, you'll see our AGS system all kind of nice and pretty. Nothing right now. There's nothing going through it. And you can see kind of back that direction the big metal portal with all the cameras on it. So there's LED lights on there. It's a very tight fit, but it gets a very good picture. Anyone have access to BNSF.com that looks at containers, trailers now? No? So what are you going to do when you get across tracks? Alright, so we just went across 3 and 4 track. So remember, I don't think I said our average train out of here is about 6,700 feet long. So 3 and 4 track have the center crossing, which we just went across. Each track's 1,250 feet that we can use. And so we got 5,000 foot of track here. We go to the north, we got 2 track, which is about 4,000 feet. Then I got another 1,000 feet down on the far west end of the yard. So when the train comes in from Chicago or wherever, we do have to plan pretty carefully how we cut that train out. So the reason I stopped here is on your left there, just kind of show you the different types of equipment. So that BNSF 253-922, it's a 53-foot big well. These rail cars are multi-well cars all connected, so they're not single rail cars. So this JB Hudson in there is on one well of a 3-pack car, what we call it. So we'll roll ahead slowly. And you'll see another type of rail car, the DTTX 732-676. So you see where they two meet. You got 2 sets of trucks, you got a knuckle. That's where you can actually physically separate those 2 cars. So to make a cut, to go on different tracks, etc. So we'll go up to the next set here. You can just go up this, just nice and slow. So we come up to this next set here, and you'll see the same rail car, mind you. But now you got 1 set of trucks, articulated joints, what they call it, connecting them. So this is still the same rail car. And we got free artwork too. Usually I get a good swear word on it. We'll find one, don't worry. Talented for not much of a canvas. They do pretty good. So here's another one. The third well, articulated joint, 1 set of trucks. And you got A, B, C. We label the wells. Why do you think there'd be B? What do you think B stands for? Guess, anybody? B for? No, close. Brake. So if you look at, you see that big wheel, that hand wheel, kind of when you climb up the ladder there. That's a handbrake. So we secure rail cars manually. They operate on air, similar just like trucks do. So you have to have air hooked up to release the brakes. It's a fail-safe system, so if the train line were to break, all the brakes would be activated and then stop eventually. So they're going to take these trailers down there. So we're going to have to stop. Anybody have any questions at all? Anything? I mean, I'm just kind of looking at one thing right now, so like I said, if you guys have any questions, let me know. You can yell or raise your hand or something. Yeah. So the question up here was, we're looking at a 53-foot well car. You can see little markings on the side. You got 40, 45, 48, 53. We could put, let's say, 40-foot boxes in this car. How do we secure them? In the floorboards, or not floorboards, but the bottom of the rail car, there are some male pins, I guess, where they sit on. So if you look at the Swift box, the blue corner casting markings at the 40-foot mark, that's where the rail car, and that's where it's secured the bottom of the rail car, and that's where we secure the bottom box at the top. So it's hard to see, but we got a little inner box connector. In between, you might see a little silver handle sticking out. So it's basically just a twist lock. It goes up into corner casting, locks one way, unlocks the other, and it just sits on top. So when you look at a JB Hunt box or a Swift that's 53 foot long, that 40-foot mark, that's the most structurally important part of that container. That's where, when it's on a rail car, it's affixed to the rail car. That's where it's on one of these chassis. It's also secured to the chassis. So we pay very particular attention to the corner castings. Obviously, we don't want a gaping hole in the side of any of the containers or anything like that either, but that's a critical spot.
I don't know. What is spam? I mean, it's parts. Yeah.
They're advertising, and when is everything
So you watch this hostler come by, because I'm going to kill some time here. They're all interested. Oh, it's a bus. So the hostlers, they have hydraulic fifth wheels, okay? So none of our people get out, and they're not cranking landing gear up or down. All they're basically doing is hook it up to the unit. They'll hook air up to it. They have a hydraulic fifth wheel, which raises the whole container up without having to touch the landing gear. So part of the challenges we have is there one coming? All right, so our lift machine's finally coming up behind us. I don't know which one it is. But these are these side loaders have just under 100,000 pound lifting capacity, which is well more than anything we put on a rail car or anything I would safely move on the roads. They weigh 160,000 pounds. I don't know what other details. Lots of technology. So you'll see when you drive by, the operator's kind of in a high vantage point. You'll see the legs on the front. Well, none of the legs are hanging down now. So there's Steve in our 2013. Pull up a little bit. So the operation with the trailer is a little more manual. So now you see the legs folding down. What we have, because of the uniqueness of a trailer, is we'll have a groundman spot for the operator. You can see the spreader moves out to a fixed position. Now for trailers, the lift points on these vary. So this roadway box is not going to have any obstacles, if you will, but if it was like a refrigerated trailer, you'd have like a fuel tank up underneath near where the landing gear is. So you got Antonio there grabbing his bar. So what we have is the fifth wheel has a locking mechanism, just like on a tractor. And what he has to do is he has to go up there and unlock it. And once it's unlocked, then the operator will move in position to hook up to the trailer and take it off. Yeah, I'm gonna get crap for making him do this. Antonio doesn't like attention, so. So you'll see up on the left-hand side, you can see some lights. So there's proximity sensors, and there's lights that sense when the legs of the machine are in a clamping position. So meaning that there's proximity to where the frame rail of the trailer is in relation to what the operator can't see. So you can see the legs going down behind, but he can't tell, he can't see anything. Antonio's going to put his eyeballs on it, and he's going to go take a look. And once he's clear, so now I gave him the okay to clamp. So once he gets a clamp, he'll get an indication on the light that'll also verify what Antonio saw. He'll lift the wheels off the trailer, slide it forward, it'll unhook, and then he just pulls away and sets on the ground. So now in the computer, all these machines have computers on them. So at some point, Steve's going to punch in the D-ramp event for this trailer. And then at straight up 4 o'clock, the customer will be notified that the 558-277 is on the ground ready to be picked up. The timing of this type of freight is very time sensitive, so generally when we de-ramp trailers, we just leave them trackside. Most of our parcel, LTL type customers are on the ball. They'll pull it within a couple hours usually. Sometimes 6, depending on how much business we have. We will move them at our discretion, but generally if we don't have to handle them, we won't handle them. Landing gear in hot weather, a lot of room between the rail car and where these units are parked. So, although not as magnificent, beautiful, and real high like those fancy cranes are in the video, when these guys get a trailer, like a train with, like, let's say 50-50 trailers and containers, they can go through and they can take all these down. They average about a lift a minute. So, and then you can also see the handling of it. You'll see containers will be a little bit different, but you'll also notice the handling of that. They're not, people get this, oh, well, the railroad, they pick these things up and they're swinging back and forth and dropping them and all this other stuff. Customers are very sensitive, obviously, to their freight, and technology allows them to put all kinds of devices inside palletized loads of whatever, and they have shock sensors and G-force, that temperature and everything else. And I've reviewed a lot of those with customers. I'm interested, are our guys handling this stuff safe? Now, these guys aren't going to do anything unsmart because they like their job, they like paychecks, but accidents do happen. You can see there is some, little bit of wibble wobbling going on there, if you will, but I can assure you it's nothing compared to the G-forces or, that type of thing when the 18-wheeler would lock their brakes up on the highway. It's not the impact. Any questions on what you're watching here at all? Anything that... Exposure for the railroad, liability. It's all on us, brother. So if you look at, you see the yellow stripe tape on the side, you see those little cones pointing down. Those are twist locks, what they use to hook into the top of a container. Those things are there, right? So if this lift operator were to misjudge, he'll put those twist locks right in the top container as fast as you can. Yeah, that's our damage, so we eat that. Employees on the facility, we've got 120, you can rough again, 120 to 130 people call this place work. ITS, Intermodal Services, is our service provider which does this function. So the guys who saw at the gate, these folks here, ramp, D-ramp, they are all employed by ITS. I also have TTX, which does rail car repairs. So what they do is when a train rolls in, FRA requires that we do a walk-in physical inspection on both sides of the rail car. All safety appliances, wheels, handholds, all that type of stuff is inspected. They do replace wheels on the rail cars. I don't think we'll see anything like that today, but we never know. So what they do is they basically jack the whole rail car up, and then they'll pull the wheels out and put a new wheel in and set it back down. It's actually pretty neat to watch, and it's an hour job. These guys can do it. They do it safe. So BNSF employees, 2, me and my train master, are domiciled here. 2 company officers. We have about 25 crew, so train crews that run between St. Paul and La Crosse. So that's it. I don't think Steve's going to put those back on, but he's just going to meander along. I'm not sure. Any questions? Anything else on this? We're going to kind of move on here when he's out of the way. Quantity, what it is, and where it is. Several $1,000s quick, just to capture that, secure it, and then another. Once again, depending upon what we're talking about, they'll profile the absorbent they put down and scoop up with the spill, and then we'll have to pay to have it removed and disposed of. So a 50-gallon hydraulic leak with one of these machines bursts a hose. At the end of the day, it's probably about $8,000 to $10,000 to clean it up, have someone out, that type of thing. Okay, we're gonna go that way. And then we're gonna go that way. I want to see what's going on. So what else? So down here, since it's going on, it's not a very normal activity. We're actually BNSF. Are you gonna be able to make a U-turn there or back out? Probably not. Where those cones are. So down here, we're replacing a switch, which is a big project. So they took a switch out, they took it apart, and they brought another switch in, and they bring in equipment and rock, and they basically resurface. Take the old track panels away and put new track panels down. Unfortunately, you have that whole area coned out because our truck driver friends were going down there and parking in their way. Is there any way to make a U-turn here or no? Sorry. So you really can't see a whole lot from this vantage point, but you got a rail equipment there. You're fine on. Oh, I gotta get out of your way. This way. Where do you want me to go?